Like 700.
700.
Yeah.
Holding a public hearing for Monday, December the 9th for 2024, 5:30. In regards to a request to rezone 900 Georgia Street, 100 South 9th Street, 107 South 9th Street from an R1 to B1. Anyone from the public wish to address the council in this regard? We'll just sit here and wait for another 10, 15 minutes at the most and we'll
Drop the gap.
we'll drop it, yeah.
This with my stuff, but it goes to Dolly.
Have you seen this? This is in my mailbox, but
Good.
What's that name? That who's on?
yeah,
Online.
Yeah.
How that phone name so far?
Mailbox.
there's a unknown iPhone and yeah, and then that name there, yeah.
That Chase should have the original of that, and I thought he was done.
I'll give this to Nick. This
And-
is in my mailbox, already open, so
This?
it's a,
Is
it
for Chase?
yeah.
I can tell Chase too that, I have gotten, I emailed, the station on Wednesday again, have heard nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids.
Perfect, thank you.
And so I'm.
Were we able to get-
There is. There is.
Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and close this public hearing down unless the council has any questions. Public hearings is now closed. April, if you would go ahead and City Council Work Study Session, Monday, December the 9th, 2020 PM. Clerk, will you give the roll call, please?
You're
Councilman Twitchell,
Here.
Councilman Price,
present.
Councilman Phillips,
Present.
Councilman Bell,
Present.
Councilman Giltner,
Present.
Councilman Sutter.
There being a quorum, I'll call this meeting to order. Please rise and Councilman Bell, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No objections to the agenda. It will stand as written. First thing for consideration with the council of the whole, city administrator, I'd like for you to provide an update.
All right. So the past week or so, we've been preparing our trucks for the next snowfall or our snow trucks. We felt like the first snowfall we got, we were not as prepared, but we are ensuring that will be in a better place for when the next snow and ice fall hits. Every member of our streets department attended the snow and ice plowing course. It was hosted by Linda Webb with Training and Beyond. It was a 4-hour training. It was at the Elks. It was December 4th. And it went really well. And it seemed like the guys learned a lot. They were enjoying it. They were engaged. So it was really good to see. For the library parking lot, you guys might have seen that we've been working on it. Specifically on that one, there's like one parking spot that had caved in. We recently added gravel and leveled that spot off. A couple weeks ago, we had to pull out brick foundation that was underneath that spot, as well as 3 old boilers that were there from a previous building. And so we're hopefully we can find a time to cement that. It has to be over 40 degrees for the cement and all that for the asphalt to pour, but hopefully we can get, plenty of time to get that done. We received an update from Pike County Economic Development about the TAP grant the commissioners received. It should start up here in the next month or two. But it's the sidewalks from Mary's Drive, or the first phase will be from Mary's Drive to the school. Second phase will be Mary's Drive to Judge Drug. Like I said, it should start up here in a month or two. And then they also received a recycling grant. They're bringing in a recycling trailer. It'll start January 6th. Drop-offs will be the first Monday of the month, and then pickups will be Thursday of the month.
Where?
So we're still working on location. I believe the last time we had it at the First Presbyterian Church. Is that 8th Street, 7th Street, I believe, in that area. So we're still, I'm hoping to get it right back there, and just waiting on permission from them.
So it'll be just one pickup day, it won't be a trailer, they'll just sit there and you can drop stuff off.
Yeah, so it will be there for 2 weeks,
Okay.
and then it'll be picked up on the 3rd Thursday.
Is it just one trailer for our
Yeah,
community?
I think it's just one trailer.
What day is it dropped off?
So it will be dropped off the first Monday of the month, and then picked up on the 3rd Thursday.
Will they replace it with an,
Mhm.
trade in and out? So it's basically there all the time though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it might be like a week that it's not there, but
I appreciate you guys getting that put together, I get tired of driving to Bowling Green with all my recycle.
So one of the things, and didn't mean to cut you off, maybe you already go talk about it, but the biggest issue is making sure that no one's throwing away trash.
they said if there's any trash in the recyclables, that they will take the trailer away from us. So, I'm working on signs right now that, we placed up where our recycle bins are. And, it's just basically to say, this is strictly for, recycling and all that, so.
So one thing I may suggest, and we can talk about it offline, but give an example of items that should not be thrown away. And maybe an example of items that, or hopefully the trailer clearly states what it accepts.
I'm sorry.
What company providing them?
So it would be, it's in Bowling Green.
Yeah, so it's the shelter shop is doing it, but the trailers, the Pike County Commissioners in Economic Development obtained a grant for the whole county to get these trailers and to provide this program. I think, I'm not for sure, Nick, do you know, as far as funding the program, how long the funding will last?
They said hopefully they can do it for 2 years.
Okay.
So. That's what they said, they hope. But
And then the shelter workshop is the one who are actually gonna sort and
they'll
send.
pick up and drop off some of that. And then, sorry.
If you're getting ready to go on something else, I was wanting to check with you, are we set up with the guys now? We have purchased salt now for like Georgia Street versus the chips. And we're set up at Wayne B's where it's set up at. Do we have it scheduled out or planned out on how to obtain that when we need to?
Yeah, I believe so, but I need to double check with Ryan and all that, but I believe we have that all in place, so.
Is there a possibility for this year? I know you've already planned out and everything else for the streets and the snow. I live on Forest Hills at the top, and Jimmy does too, at the top of that hill. And when that snow, when they plow through there, that snow gets packed and they put the chips on.
Yeah.
You can't hardly get a vehicle up there sometimes. Is there a possibility that next year, when you're doing the planning
Yeah.
that we could look at salting some of these more severely sloped
Yeah.
streets so the citizens can get up and down? I mean, I'm not saying we should salt the entire city, but my street and there are other streets, if you look there, you go along Kentucky there, and some of those streets are really steep.
Yeah.
And when you just chip those after you plow through them, it's like trying to drive a truck on a skating rink.
Yeah.
And not only just for the citizens, but also for emergency equipment and
Yeah.
things like that. That's a safety hazard.
There
If
you
you can't get a fire truck or a police vehicle up there.
Yeah.
So for next year, maybe,
Yeah.
and when we start looking at the budget, we need to consider that so we can salt those areas that aren't necessarily on these steep hills
Yeah.
to provide better access.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Budget for it and
Yeah,
hopefully.
I mean, this year the budget's already set,
Yeah.
nothing you can do. Planning ahead for next
Yeah.
year, I think that's something we really need to take a look at because, well, Jim, that hill, man, when it gets plowed and it melts a little and then it refreezes. Yeah, I mean, I could put on my Bowers and go out there and play hockey on it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I could definitely look into that,
Okay,
see how much that would
Do we have
cost.
a budget this year to do
So
some of those hills?
So here's the thing, this first snow, we didn't get a lot, but it did get packed down and it was very cold, right? The thing with salt, I'm a very good proponent of using salt, but if the temperature is below 17 degrees, salt does no good. And if it's raining or if it's wet snow, salt does no good,
Right.
And so I think we have developed, and it's not like we developed it, the city has developed snow plans and snow routes to hit some of these target areas. As Nick stated, we probably didn't hit the ball out of the park with this first snow, right?
yeah, Kentucky down there by Veterans Park was
Yeah.
really treacherous.
But that's that's been addressed now. So hopefully, we'll get on it.
Yeah, we'll just figure it out.
Yeah. So,
I'm not being critical,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just saying, Yeah, just in my experience, since I've lived here, some of these streets, I mean, they're like. Once that snow gets packed down and it melts a little bit, they're like skating rinks.
Currently, we got 25 tons of salt right now,
Yeah.
so we haven't even touched it yet.
that's
And this is
good.
this is the first year in probably 20 years. I mean, I'm guessing 20 years.
Yeah.
We've always used chips, and especially with the Georgia Street and everything else, we want to prolong the life of our streets and take care of the safety issues. And Salt does a good job, and even for our facilities, even our parking lot and the firehouse and the library, we want to salt that.
It's between $10,000 and $15,000 to equip a truck for spreading salt too. And at this time, we only have one truck capable of doing that.
15 grand to,
It has to have percentages, it's got a monitor that goes in, it says percentages of flow for the auger, the spreader. And right now, like I said, we only have one truck that does that.
I wish MoDOT did that. I drove through a salt thing the other day. I was gonna tear my truck up. The
Yeah.
guy's dropping
Yeah,
salt.
last year we contracted with Love and Son to do salt for us.
That's great. I think it's a good idea.
So then, moving on to parks, I don't really have a ton. We are looking for some more, part-time help. But once we get, some more help, we're gonna start clearing out the brush around, the riverfront. We're hoping to, be able to burn that down there as well. And then also, I know I talked with you, Mayor, about painting, some rooms in City Hall. That's something else that we're gonna have them,
Paint what?
we're gonna paint rooms around City Hall. But that's all I have. You guys have any questions or?
Any questions for Nick? All right, thank you. Enterprise Director.
So a few of the things that I do want to talk about we'll talk about again in a special meeting after, but I've been meeting with the guys, so on December 3rd, we met with Missouri Rural Water Association. They're the ones that are conducting our rate study for us. And he came, he spent about 7 hours here that day. And we went over a lot of information. He got all of our budgets, the last year's budget, the mid-year budget for this year. He started inputting a lot of information, and it's going to be very, very in-depth. One of the things that is incorporated into this is a 20-year repair plan. So I currently have all three department heads, wastewater, distribution, and the water treatment. They are going through everything that they have at the plants and out in the field. They're going through all of our assets, our motors, the age of all of our equipment. They're going through things that need to be repaired or replaced. They're looking at the buildings, the status of the buildings. If we need to do some kind of major maintenance in 20 years, that's all going to be figured into this rate study. And that increase will, be accounted for each year. So that's going to be pretty exciting. He's supposed to be back December 16th. We've already got all this information. We're gathering everything up, and then we're going to present it to him. And I'm going to work closely with him, and we're going to get this all figured out and put together. And we will have that completed by the beginning of February, by the end of January, February 1st to present. So that way that for the month of February, we'll have everything ready. I will say one thing while doing this, it's very interesting. We have learned of a lot more issues that we have that are little things that need to be replaced, big things that need to be replaced. Just in general, there's a lot of little things that are going on. And I told them that we don't have a choice. If we're gonna plan to fix things, now's the time to do it. Let's get everything. So I'm learning of a lot of things that are gonna be coming out that are gonna need to be replaced and things like that. MECO, they're working on the basement of the water plant. We made contact with them last week, where they're still on schedule. They're putting together the survey. They came in and did a 3D scan of the whole basement. They're still computing all of that together, I guess what you would call that, and then once they have that done, they'll move to the next phase, but as of right now, they say they're still on track with our time frame. To begin work, which is spring of next year. I've got our lead copper, but we'll talk about that. Well, we've already talked about it, but that'll be in a special meeting.
You got any update on the THMs? As far as having that vendor come in and,
Yeah, so no, I do not, he has not got the results back from that yet. We did get results back though, we did our annual lead copper compliance testing that we were required to do. And they did come back with 0 traces of lead. So that is some good information to come out following the letter that we just sent out with everybody thinking that they had lead in their system.
What was that again? Could you repeat that?
So we have to do a annual lead copper, well, actually, it's not annual, it's every 3 years to be exact, but we have to do that, and we just got our results back and there was no traces of lead.
That's good.
And those tests are taken from 10 different locations throughout Louisiana. And that DNR has to approve, so that's where there is 0 as of right now.
But we're still going through this thing with the letter and all that.
We have to, yes,
Yeah.
we are required to do that, so
Okay.
that's gonna be, that is still gonna have to happen.
if you haven't already done it, probably those results of that testing for our samples, posted on our webpage and enterprise site.
I think they came back Thursday last week, so he told me Friday morning
Okay.
about it. Other than this rate study that we have going on, there's gonna be, that's the biggest thing that we're dealing with right now, that and the lead service inventory that's gonna be going on too, so I don't really have too much other than that. It doesn't seem like much, but it's actually 2 very big things for us, so.
So there's one more thing for council to be aware of. It's in the budget for replacing a vehicle for the distribution work truck. We're holding off. We're not doing it right now. We're holding it off until the last 2 or 3 months of the budget year to see where we're at, but it'll be a state bid budget truck. Is it a 3/4 ton?
It will be 3/4 ton.
Okay. So that's an approximately, $42,000 item. But just like anything else, it's in our budget for it, so. No more loans.
That's all I have.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, any committee reports? Anything for streets or distribution concerns? Anything with infrastructure, ground, streets and sidewalk? We did complete that one sidewalk on the corner of 7th and Georgia Street, and the weather got up to us, so we couldn't not doing anything more yet on that. But the county is, as you heard from Nick, is getting ready to do that sidewalk project there by the school to Joe's Jug, but also the YMCA TAP grant that was received. I'm not directly involved with that. The YMCA is, so I didn't get with Jared and see where we are with that. But we committed, 15,000 to support that.
Looks like they put out some stakes or something.
Okay.
They've done some initial staking of the ground or whatever, but I don't know if that's related to that particular project or something
Right.
else.
I do know they just recently went out for bids for the pedestrian bridge right there between County Market and Jenkins Insurance Office. They're go widen that and put guardrails up and make a pedestrian walkway off to the side. So that'll be safer for the kids coming and going.
What about that creek, the bridge area there by the Lutheran church?
That's
That one.
That's what they're talking about.
When are they?
They let out for bids, and I don't know when the bid opening is, but it's either this month or next month. I went up to a commissioner, I went up to their meeting. I wasn't at their meeting, but I saw their to-do list. And then their to-do list said opening the bids for that project,
I
so.
just happened to walk that little area from County Market up to Braintree and it's like, oh, man.
Okay. Uh,
Dangerous. Yeah, yeah.
anything else for infrastructure, ground, streets, sidewalk? Clinton, where are we at with the fencing for the East Street water tank? Still getting prices?
No, I have all the prices on that, and as of right now, the cheapest price is about $7,000,
Okay,
which was a lot higher than I anticipated. A lot of people don't wanna touch it because it's on a hill. One of the contractors came up there, drilled it, it's nothing but rock. They come up with some other ideas of possibly putting the fence around the top of the tank, but as we all know, we just spent a large amount of money on it, so we don't wanna drill into anything with that tank.
and just let everyone know, we spent about $135,000 on that tank about a year and a half ago. And then, we discovered, during an inspection, some of the paint, there are some warranty issues and the company came back and warranted all of that. That's required us to drain it all out again and so forth. But we've already talked about this a couple months ago, but I just want to kind of throw it out there.
Are we having vandalism issues and that's why we need the fence, or are we just afraid?
Well,
Oh,
it's
actually-
just a liability issue, people getting on top of the water tank there.
Yeah.
It-
So
it's,
it's proactive.
yeah, yeah. All right, public safety, please. All right,
Yeah, we had an emergency meeting last Monday night and information will be given out on that as we get it ourselves. The one thing I can put out is that we did hire a policeman. He's been hired and contract given and he's been on duty. I think tonight is his second time on duty.
okay,
And as we can release the other information concerning personnel, we will do that.
okay.
The new officer's name is?
Dayton Betts, and then Patrick, what's Patrick's like, McKenzie?
Yeah, you can.
So both of them are part-time right now.
And the other person, Dayton Betts, and who?
Patrick McKenzie. Fire chief, you got anything?
I do have a couple things, but we're just.
You do that in special meeting? Okay, okay, gotcha. All right, ordinance committee. We'll have an ordinance drafted and ready for our regular council meeting for the rezoning. Anything else? Probably have a couple suggestions that we talked about previously as far as salary adjustments for the council. Won't take effect, it will never take effect until the following election, right? That's that, so we'll push out some drafts on that and see what the council's pleasure is on that. Anything else with ordinance, any ordinances, updates, and something that we need to get on? Okay. Economic development,
I got nothing.
okay. Tourism,
We have talked about some of the older buildings that have they're empty and you look in the windows and they look terrible on the inside. And one of the nice things about Christmas time is when they do all the decorating so that the windows don't look so bad. And we've talked about this. We're still in the talking stage. But what it would be if we had a contest for people to do window dressing, if you will. Paint your own window, paint windows, and it can be almost it's not graffiti, but it's basically, it's fun window designs to kind of cover up some of those bad looking windows during the other parts of the year when it's not Christmas, because it does make downtown look a whole lot better when you go by and you see the windows with stuff in them on some of those empty buildings. And so we're talking about that. I don't know if there's any discussion that people would think that that's a good idea to do that or a bad idea. I'm open to hear it. I think Nick would do too. We thought it was a good idea when we were at our meeting, but admittedly, we didn't make any movement on it whatsoever because we didn't have a quorum. We're constantly in the quorum
Didn't you
issues.
need permission from the building owners?
Yeah, we would have to do that too, but hopefully they would see the reason that it would be a good thing.
I
for-
think
for
we
them.
first started that with the drugstore on the corner there and
change ordinance, so.
now there's more and more storefronts. If you know, it does look nice.
And I'm not sure what group it is, if it's a church or what, but there is a group that does some window decorating.
Do what, huh?
There's a group that does some window decorating out there.
Yeah, I mean, they've been, but I'm not sure the name of it, if it's the community betterment with the certain church groups or what. But that reminds me, so I think I see Charlie online. But Nick, we do need to go ahead and the corner drugstore with the canopy falling off and doing this. We need to address that. It's been talked about and
He's
It's-
been sent a letter and he's been given 30 days.
so, yeah, we just want to follow up where we're at on that.
When was the 30 days over? Because obviously
Uh,
nothing happened.
Probably the end of this month.
Did Charlie send that? What's
No,
that?
I took it to the code enforcement.
Yeah, that's Charlie. And,
Okay.
okay. All right.
Yeah, I find it ironic. They decorated their window and everything in that building. It looks really, really nice. And you got that awning, that torn up awning hanging over it. It makes it like, dude, really?
Doris, do you know, is that community betterment that's doing the windows? Or is Vicky Cadwalader involved in that?
Yeah, Vicky's involved in, there's a school group that's involved in it.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
the one, excuse me.
If we went ahead with the idea of trying to do some kind of window decoration for other times of the year, we definitely want to, find out what her feelings are about that, or community betterment, if they had a input to it. It's just that downtown looks so much nicer during the Christmas season when those windows look better. If we could find a way to kind of
Which,
during the other, 3/4 of the year. Anybody have anything against doing that if we move ahead?
Well, I think we should encourage more of it.
I mean, I obviously we have to get the building owners involved. See if they'll permit, but obviously Vicky's had luck because for Christmas they're allowing it, so.
I really
They
like
have
the
different
idea of kids being involved in it, give them something to do, a positive way to spend some energy.
And if we have, our idea was having a contest so that, if we could get several people who are very artistic, that would make it worth their time to create something that would be a long lasting window display. So, and
Okay,
again, we're still in just the discussion stages.
alrighty. Anything with the enterprise public utilities? I know we just had a report from the director. Community or employee relations, animal control.
Just want to say that we got a huge donation of John T. Cat Food from Tractor Supply today. We're having a hard time figuring out where to put it on.
From Tractor Supply, that's not.
I did receive a complaint, today, up there at the senior housing off of Telejane up there. One of the apartments, I guess they got a bunch of cats up there. And now there's one particular cat they all like and they feed, but the rest of the cats they don't want. So we'll pass that on to Gene Trainer and let him know to check it out.
Let's make sure we send a, thank you card to, Warren, back to Warren.
Yeah, we need to do a lot more.
They're great supporters. There's all kinds of.
April, can you do a reminder so we can do that?
List. people want stories too.
Speaking of thank
And
yous,
so we can send them a compliment.
appreciation. Are we set for what we're doing for employee appreciation for Christmas?
Yeah, so those went out this past week. So a Christmas card and the
Gift certificate.
gift certificate out to County Market, so. And I got a couple calls today from employees showing, stating their appreciation. Some of them been here for more than 15 years and it's the best one they've ever gotten. So that's good.
Make sure it's happening. Christmas is
Yep.
closer than you.
Tree Commission. So one of the things that the city, what we've been kind of talking about doing is going ahead and looking to make a purchase probably by this spring for a stump grinder. And looking at various ones, so you can put that on your list. And see what's gonna be the most beneficial type of stump grinder for us to have. So that might be a service that we can offer the citizens if we have time to do it, and especially we can do it in the right of ways. But
Are you looking for something that goes on in front of one of our machines already we have, or just something that you don't know yet?
I don't have a clue. I mean, I'm thinking, we can probably get something less than $3,000.
Would that be a thing for enterprise to own and have as a service? Possibly, make money off it.
I mean, it could probably be used all the way around for the whole city.
Yeah.
Because they could use it just on right of ways and streets, but we also have a lot of sewer mains that run just like the whole south side of town on the back side of the railroad tracks. And it's all overgrown and needs to be trimmed out. We're actually getting ready to start cutting our easements of our water mains up to the Star Hill water tank too. Okay, that way we have all that cleaned up, and so, I mean, it could be used all the way around.
And so should that be an enterprise purchase?
Well, it could be either a 50/50 or 100%, but we just gotta be careful when we do equipment like that. We gotta keep funds separated, but if it's a 50/50 use, then it'd be a 50/50 cost, so. All right. Anything else, council, miscellaneous business or anything?
My ongoing question of Ice House.
Yeah, so, we have, condemnation processes for 4 buildings on the 16th. Tran the owner has come and asked for water to be turned on up at the old hospital. And we denied him that because he owes taxes and fees and so forth. So, speaking with Mary about moving forward on this, we just want to make sure that we don't get ourselves caught up in a trick bag and do the right process. And I think we got this time of year, we can probably do a little bit as far as knocking more of it down and cleaning up some more of it. I've already mentioned, I believe I mentioned at our last meeting about the house on South Main Street. Okay. So we backed off of that because it has asbestos siding. So we're not gonna mitigate that. I mean, if the owner wants to mitigate that and then let us tear the rest of it down, we would. But we're not gonna deal with the mitigation for the asbestos.
Have they responded to that?
No, I spoke to him on the phone about it. And I spoke with Pam Todd, so she has to speak to the owner. And I haven't gotten any feedback on that yet. But Charlie, how many days did we give them on that property before they had to start taking action on that?
Which one?
The fire on South Main Street, that Spears?
She's there.
Yeah.
Charlie gets lost in cyberspace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll follow up on that, because even though we wanna, we don't wanna push, but it's a dangerous how it is now. Anyone can get in there and we don't want that, so. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say yes.
Yeah.
Opposed, like sign.
The daily output on that plan is, and we cannot give a definite answer because our meter doesn't read right at all.
That's not good.
So with that being said, we did get prices on them. Two of them, actually, we weren't able to find a third person that had one, a third company that fit. But we reached out to a company, called Hydrokinetics. They've done work for us before. They actually priced several different things for us. This exact meter, it's a 14-inch flow meter replacement. Their price was $15,915. So we reached out, he reached out to our other vendor that we do a lot with. And the meter with them, that includes all the stainless steel nuts, bolts, gaskets, was just shy of 8,000. I think it was $7,980 is what it comes out to be total. And we could go with the cheaper nuts, we could go with cheaper bolts and things, but just like with what we're dealing with this MECO project was rust. These stainless steel will last a lot longer being in the environment that they're in. And we just think we should just go ahead and go that route, get the better quality stuff, and hopefully it lasts longer. We don't have to mess with this for quite some time. I do know that the ultrasonic meter that's there now. The other side of this, I want to backtrack a little bit. That meter also coordinates with our UV system. And when it's not reading efficiently, the plant may not run at all. So last week it shut down and only ran for half a day, and they had issues getting the plant back online because that meter wasn't efficiently reading. It just wasn't reading any output at all. So that meter coordinates, they could do a bypass on it, but that gets into DNR regulations, and we have to do a bunch of paperwork on why we bypassed our system setup as what it's designed to do. So as of right now, I think that we need to go with the route. It's for Midwest meter, it's $8,000 or $7,980, rated 8,000, and that includes everything to install this. We can do it ourselves. We put the one that's in there in now. We had to have Midwest come do some work on it, look at it. We've tried to repair it. What happened was we didn't have a preventive measure in the basement flooded, put the meter completely underwater and shorted out all the electric components inside the meter. So that's why they're not able to rebuild this one. So with the one that we're proposing to buy and to get coming now is fully submersible. It's got a 15-foot lead on it, and the display will be 15 foot off the ground. And we should never have to worry about that again. But we do have primitive measures on that basement now. We have things that detect water and let us know and notify and could shut things down automatically.
How soon can you do it? And
If we go this route, he can have it here in a week.
then actually installing it.
We can do that in a day. So there's 3 guys, they could schedule for 3 guys, and they said they can do it themselves.
That's why we called it special, right?
Yeah.
Motion to approve the
So
recommendation.
moved.
That second.
Any discussion?
So the company is gonna install it, or our people are gonna?
Our people are gonna do that.
3.
Okay.
Do they know? I don't want to, I'm not trying to sound.
We're not trying to disparage.
Discouraged, but do they know what they're doing? I mean.
I can tell you about 12 years ago, they did this exact same thing when they had to rebuild the one that's there that has failed us, that's no longer rebuildable. They took that one out themselves. It's gonna be hard to see. It's not as big as it sounds, it's, 14-inch pipe, but there is a small picture here. It's this piece right here. So basically it's got bolts all the way around it. They'll just bolt it, slide it out, put 2 new gaskets, slide a new one in, and bolt it together.
And
Is there like a warranty or something on this thing?
Yes, there will be.
How long?
I don't know 100%.
if we do it ourselves, does that impact the warranty?
No, they recommend because they don't have, I talked to Dustin Carls, that's his name, with Midwest Meters, and no, that doesn't have any impact on ours.
Okay, good.
To kind of elaborate a little bit more on that, if that did have an impact on that, would have an impact on 1,450 meters, because these are the same company we buy meters from for our distribution, our complete distribution system, so us installing it does not impact the warranty at all.
All right, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, like sign. The motion carries. All right, the next item, council, you want to talk about the contract? Well, the bid process.
I didn't bring it with me because I talked about it at the council meeting last time.
Okay, all right, I'll bring it. So we had 7 bids and we talked about it at the council meeting. And the recommendation was to go with the low bidder on this and best qualified. And that is resolution 29-2024. Does everyone got a copy of it in front of you? Are there any questions on this resolution? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution 29-2024.
So moved.
We got a motion, we got a second. Any discussion?
Shall not exceed, and again, I'm trying to get up to speed here, $443,000.
Yep. So you might be out of the loop on this. We received a $615,000 grant. And if they go over, we still got it covered. If it goes under, we may, I'm not sure exactly on the excess funds, but I imagine it's gonna be pay as we go type of a deal with the grant
Yeah,
funding.
I remember
so,
you talking about that last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
The no lead in the system, boy, that's good news.
So elaborate a little bit more on that, doesn't mean we don't have it, just means it's not disturbed. So as of right now, there's no movement of any, guess I should say. I don't wanna tell people there's none in there because we don't know. But as for lead in the water that you're drinking, there is no trace of it as of right now.
But also this will help us find out where the potential problems could be to be watching. for.
Exactly, and that's DNR and the EPA's purpose of this, is to figure out where it's at and remove it before it causes an issue.
All right. Did I take a vote on that? Did we take a vote?
No.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes,
Opposed, like sign. Resolution 2024, resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Showcase Supply for the lead service line inventory project. Passed and approved by the city council of the city of Louisiana this date. So it be resolved. All right, fire department.
So about 3 months ago, I reached out. Well, I didn't reach out. They came and then we did a lot of conversating, but some of the guys on the fire department took a cargo trailer, went down to Lebanon to the Department of Conservation and brought back a lot of useful things for us, chainsaw rakes, just a lot of stuff that they donated. And it was really nice, worked out really well for us, but in the process of that, it kind of opened the door for their grant process. Most of you guys know, some of you don't, because when we were conversating, you may not have been here or on the council at that time, but in the past, we weren't very good with completing, or wasn't good at completing, but we never did any fire department reports. When I say that, we didn't turn anything to Infirst, which was the state. We didn't turn anything to the Department of Conservation. We just didn't do reporting. And they could, as far back as they could tell, we had never turned a report in. That's why I'm excited to let you guys know that we have been doing reports, and in the process of doing our reports, it opened the door for a Department of Conservation to have a grant, which is a 50-50 grant that we were approved for. I initially put in on that grant, I put in for a booster reel replacement hose for the top of our smaller truck. The issue is because we had a hole in it. We still have a hole in it, but we've gotten by with it. And then the other thing that I put in, so since the fire department acquired the code enforcement truck, the skid unit that was in the back of the side-by-side, we transitioned over to the pickup truck to equip that truck with water. It better suits that truck because it was too big for the side-by-side. You had to leave the tailgate down, the suspension, it was too heavy for it, and it was over its weight capacity. So I put in for a UTV slip-in skid unit, which is strictly designed for these Rangers. It's a 40-gallon Q-Tac skid unit. I don't know if you guys can see this, but similar to this, just not in color, it'll be color, but it will fit right directly in the back of our truck. This is key turn. It's key turn ready. It comes with everything, pump, motor, everything's ready to go.
Go this side.
Yeah, sorry, talking and spinning. But it goes right into the back of our skid unit. It is designed, or not our skid unit, but our side-by-side is designed for this side-by-side in particular for its weight and stuff. With that being said, the total of that skid unit was $54.95, and the booster reel hose is $359.32. And the Department of Conservation has agreed to pay 1/2 of that through this grant. So at the council's pleasure, I would like to request us to allow them.
What's the total cost?
about 6,000.
Yes.
Exactly 6,000?
No, it's
Cause we gotta put it on the record.
That includes shipping, tax.
that does include shipping, and there's no taxes because we're for the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does include shipping. It's coming all the way from California.
So it's a reimbursement grant, so we pay for it all up front, and then they reimburse us half of it, once we provide proof of receipt.
It'll come out to $5,854.32.
We'd have a half of it.
Yeah,
We'd pay half of it.
yeah. Entertain a motion to approve, the purchase.
So moved.
Yeah, first, second. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
Good, find that.
Motion to adjourn.
Move.
So move.
Any discussion? All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, like sign. We are adjourned.